Coming in at number 6 in our Cracked Racquets preseason poll, the TCU Horned Frogs. TCU fans had plenty of reasons to be excited about their team last spring. The Frogs were arguably the hottest team in the country before the pandemic shut things down, and there is still plenty of reason for optimism in Fort Worth this spring. Coach Roditi will still be working with a youthful roster. However, each guy has at least one more season of valuable college tennis experience under their belts. The upside for this group is tremendous, as Coach Roditi has built a squad that looks ready to contend for years to come. However, despite that fact, Coach Roditi will still be expecting and demanding continued improvement from his young, talented team. If they can develop as expected, there's no reason TCU can't compete for both the conference title and make a serious run in the postseason. The Frogs have the potential to be one of the scariest teams in the country if they are healthy and hitting on all cylinders come May. Examining the roster. While the Horned Frogs will certainly roll out one of the youngest squads in the country in 2021, there is plenty of important experience left on their roster. Alistair Gray and Bertus Kruger are 2 of 5 juniors returning to Fort Worth this season, and Coach Roditi will need them to lead the way for the Horned Frogs this spring. Gray has been an impact player for the Frogs since he stepped on campus, and will once again be the guy for the team this season. Gray finished last season on a 6-match winning streak in singles, with 4 of those wins coming over ranked opponents. Expect similar results from the upperclassmen in 2021. Kruger has steadily improved over his career and turned into a reliable singles and doubles player for the Horned Frogs. Coach Roditi will covet Kruger's versatility this spring. Luke Famba and Sander Jong are back in Fort Worth as sophomores, and it's worth noting both will be entering their 3rd years of competition. Famba has been dominant on the singles court ever since he arrived on campus. Jong's success was critical to the Horned Frogs flipping the script in 2020, and for them to make another jump in 2021, they'll need big contributions from Jong. Of course, Fernley, Jirasek, and Paralek are the young guns for Coach Roditi, and though each are considered freshmen, all 3 guys got some experience in college tennis last spring. These players are the future core of the team and should become fan favorites throughout their careers. They all possess tremendous talent and have the ability to put the 2021 Horned Frogs over the top. Possible lineups. As far as lineups go, all we need to do is look back to last season to get a pretty good idea of what Coach Roditi will do in 2021. We assume Gray will retain his position at the number 1 spot and should stay there throughout the year. With Famba's dominance thus far, we expect him to line up at 2, and we expect Paralek to start out the season at the number 3 spot. Fernley and Jong will most likely line up at 4 and 5, and we could see those 2 flip-flopping throughout the year, depending on given matchups. The final spot is likely to be a battle between Kruger and Jirasek, and while this presents a problem for Coach Roditi, it is certainly a good problem to have. What's achievable? Coach Roditi will certainly have his guys believing they can win the Big 12 Conference this spring, and that's a realistic goal. The Big 12 is known as one of the most, if not the most competitive conference in the country, and this season, all 6 teams are legitimate threats to end the season in the top 25. Unfortunately for the Frogs, there's another team in their conference that has even more experience and depth than them. That team is the Baylor Bears. However, this TCU squad should thrive during the outdoor portion of the season, and it is not unreasonable at all to expect them to knock off the Bears at least once during the regular season. With such a young team, fans in Fort Worth should not be alarmed if the Horned Frogs take some early losses, as they will continue to improve and play better tennis as the season wears on. We think TCU has a shot to reach the quarterfinals of the NCAA tournament in May. Finishing the season top 8 would be one heck of an accomplishment and an absolute step in the right direction for this young squad. As it stands right now, we do not see the Frogs having a chance to reach the Final Four. There are just too many other teams that have more experience at the top and equal depth to contend with the Horned Frogs. However, while we think 2022 is more likely to be the year they go all the way, this team cannot be slept on, and we know they will cause many problems for all of the top teams throughout this 2021 season.